Sports Roundtable.
Good or bad, your boy Jason Kidd gets the axe in Milwaukee for underperforming his team. Your thoughts?
Initially, I think it's bad because I know they're 4-7 so far this month, but you have to look at like how young the team actually is. Some people thought, oh, they could get out of the East. They're still a very young team.
Right.
And I think Kidd was bringing them along, and they're going to have some slumps, and it's the only way they will get through it is by playing more. And I also think it's bad because you clearly upset your franchise player. He believes that he got to where he was to this superstar status because of his coach.
Right.
You clearly upset him to where he may not re-up if this doesn't turn around, or if you don't hire the right coach to bring this team along. In the short term, I think it's bad. And in the long term, it could be better if they get the right guy, because I think this is going to be a job that a lot of coaches are going to want come the summer. I don't know who's going to be available at that time. Some coaches may get fired. We did have last year, no coaches were fired, which almost never happens. So I think someone's going to be available to where the Bucks might take a look at to pick them up. At one point, they were second or third in the East. Right. Now they're eighth.
Hey, yeah.
But it has to be a guy who can kind of use that kind of open offensive philosophy, and also a guy who can develop young players.
How about Mark Jackson? Since you saw him cultivate the talent with Golden State, what do you think his imprint will be on that team?
It's possible. The key thing with him, though, is how would he deal with the front office? Golden State fired him because he didn't get along with management.
True.
That's part of why Jason Kidd got fired, why he got his way out of Brooklyn, and partially why he's got fired here in Milwaukee, because he didn't get along with the front office. So has Mark Jackson, can he collaborate with the front office? That'll be the key thing for him, because I think he would be a good coach for this team. They're a young team, and like you said, he can put his imprint on them.
One thing I've noticed or take note of is that they didn't even let Jabari Parker even get back to get a healthy team or a full team to see.
Another reason why in the short term this looks bad. He doesn't have all his players yet. They might have been much better with Jabari Parker.
Even last year, they didn't have, what's the shooter they do have? He was out for a long time, and then Jabari got hurt, so they haven't had those three in the lineup for extended time to see if that team could gel and be something.
And Brogdon has gotten much better.
Exactly.
Along with the signing of Tony Snell.
And the addition of Bledsoe.
So
you would have had at least a legit starting five.
Right.
And a few people off the bench. The way Henson is a decent bench player. Thonmaker, he would bend back to a better role for him rather than to try to put him. I think he got thrust into more of a starring role than he was ready for.
You're talking about the future All-Star, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think they kind of thrust him a little faster than they really wanted to or needed to.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. I feel bad for Jason Kidd. One of the top point guards ever to play the game. And, so
will he get another shot?
I think so.
You think so?
Do you think it was too much, too fast? Because after his last year of playing, the very next season, he's Brooklyn's coach.
Yeah, I agree.
You think he should have spent time as an assistant first?
Well, I can't knock that piece. I think his biggest issue, as you said, is getting along with management. I don't know if you learned that from, being an assistant coach or whatever the case may be. I just think those are just people skills and understanding as a player how to actually win and things of that nature. So I don't think that piece had a lot to do with it. I think that him just getting along and him being stubborn, or could be, that's the case, because with the talent that they have, it's tough to say. A lot of management are not hands-on like some of these basketball managements are, that we've seen. So he's just kind of been unlucky, in my opinion, to find these teams that hire him and they don't get along.
Catch Sports Roundtable every Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWWE 1100 AM and SRTradio.com.